Thank you. And this is another episode of TrendChat. I am your host, Brian Bledsoe. And if you want to connect with us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it's all the same name, TrendChat 24/7. And can you hear that? I mean, can you hear it? I hope you can, because yes, we were gone all week last week and we were having a little technical difficulties. But like I said, can you hear that? Because we are coming to you from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and we are on a brand new mic. And I keep saying that because I hope you can, because we have invested a little bit, and hopefully we have improved the sound now, and I come across sounding a little more professional than in previous episodes. And actually, if you are struggling to hear and wondering what is he talking about as far as how it sounds, go back to listen to some previous episodes and compare to what you hear now. So, like I said, we are in Pennsylvania today. We actually were in Rhode Island yesterday. And actually, we're just kind of going up and down the East Coast for the next couple of days before I head back down to Texas to attend the Texas Tax Day Tea Party rally in Austin on next Monday. So looking forward to being down there. Maybe I'll do a couple of interviews there and have something for the program on, I guess that'll be next Tuesday. And just want to say we are broadcasting live on Spreaker, and we are available on Google Play and iTunes. And also want to say that I am an author, somewhat. I also write for Politichicks.com, and if you want to read some of my articles there, you can go to Politichicks.com/authors/Brian Bledsoe. And speaking of Politichicks, I have one of my articles is featured on a new book by Politichicks, which is called Politichicks: The Clarion Call to Political Activism. You can get that book on Amazon. And right now we are, I forgot actually what the ranking is right now, but we definitely we'll appreciate you to go out to buy that book. Not only just for my article, but there are plenty of articles. Matter of fact, it's over 300 pages long. I contributed 4 pages, and I'm proud of those 4 pages. But there's plenty in there from all the contributors of Politichicks, and I would highly recommend you to get that and just to read everyone's articles. It's a great book, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in it, but that's just how I feel about it. And also have some news, especially from the past week, is that now TrendChat is on the Narrative Times. So we have just started on there, and actually this will be the player has been embedded on their website, and so you'll be able to see all the episodes on there. And also, we will be on Politichicks as well every week, and the episode from Tuesday and Thursday will be kind of like on like a recap, kind of like what I was doing with the video, but now the recap will be on Politichicks every week, probably on maybe Saturday or Sunday or somewhat. So definitely am grateful for both of them, the Narrative Time and Politichicks, to having us on their websites. And that was a bit of the news, other than what I was saying earlier about the mic. And so we have that coming up, and like I said earlier, we'll be at the Tea Party rally in Austin next week, as well as the NRA annual meetings at the end of the month. We're trying to get some interviews set up for that. So now, a lot has happened in the past week, and that I haven't had a chance to, I guess, to comment on. One being that, President Trump went out and, I guess you could say, bombed Syria with some Tomahawk missiles. And I mean, when I first heard about it, I'm like, well, I don't know where this is going. I definitely didn't have like a very, I guess, a hard stance on it, just because I don't know where this is going to lead. Now, I know a lot of people didn't want to, as far as seeing this as kind of being against what President Trump said during the campaign, as far as not being the world's policeman, because I mean, the images that we saw of people being, I guess, having chemical weapons used against the citizens of Syria, I mean, they are very hard to watch, very hard to look at, and when you see something like that, you tend to want to do something about it. Now, if you're of the mind that seeing something like that, and you say, well, that's none of our business, which, personally, I would say, okay, it is not our business, but when it comes to foreign policy, for one, I'm not going to come across as some sort of expert in it. In this case, it would take a lot more factors and details come into play when we're talking about foreign policy, and as far as what do we do and when we want to get involved in any of these conflicts. Now, one thing, when we're talking about going into war, that's as far as Constitution goes. That's when we need to take that to Congress. Now, I'm definitely for that, as far as wanting to take the proper steps as far as going into war in any sense. So that's kind of what I was wondering. It just and what has happened. Now I'm just looking at what is going to happen from here after those actions. So not much has happened since then. So from that point, I'm just kind of, let's see where this goes from there. And also, at the end of the week, Neil Gorsuch was confirmed on Friday and was sworn in yesterday. And to the applause of many conservatives, because that was definitely vindication for a lot of voters out there who maybe weren't as supportive of Trump at the time, but saw the Supreme Court as being a reason to vote for him. And seeing Gorsuch being confirmed and now sworn in, definitely feels some form of vindication as seeing President Trump fulfill one of his campaign promises. So, on one side you had the applause of conservatives, and then on the other side you had the howls and cries of the liberals out there who were out there just wanted to. They were just all upset about it. And if you want to be a little mean about it, while they're out there howling and crying about it, and if you see someone just totally upset about what has just transpired with Neil Gorsuch being sworn in. You can just come in real close to him, kind of like this, and just whisper, Merrick Garland. And I mean, then they just really just go off the rails then. Because they just knew that, hoping that Merrick Garland would have got in last year, but he didn't. And now seeing Neil Gorsuch, and then you would just tell that, whisper that name to him. Maybe that would just send him over the edge, wouldn't it? But that'd be mean. I mean, I wouldn't do that. But I was just thinking that maybe just watching social media and seeing people on Instagram or Twitter just all upset about Gorsuch being confirmed and being he is in the Supreme Court now. So all that happened last week, and I was back home in in Alabama, and I remember hearing some of the local media out there, where I was born and raised in Lafayette, Alabama. So the news that we get comes out of Columbus, Georgia, and so I remember just seeing some of the news about the confirmation on Friday, and it was somewhat upsetting, but it wasn't surprising, because how they framed Gorsuch being confirmed is basically made it sound like it would, like the Republicans just changed the rules, but totally did not mention that these rules were changed by Harry Reid in 2013. Now, but like I said, I wasn't surprised, but it's things like that gives evidence for people to say that the media is biased. And I was just hearing just a little thing like that, and see, people that don't know about what Harry Reid and the Democrats did in 2013 in changing the rules for this whole nuclear option to even be an option. But if they don't know that, and they're just going from what they hear on local media, saying that, well, the rules just, the Republicans just, changed the rules and got Neil Gorsuch confirmed. If they don't know the backstory as far as how did that happen, it makes it seem like the Republicans are just going out there doing whatever they want. And that was just something I heard when I was back home this weekend, and it just it like I said, it wasn't surprising. It was just irritating to hear, but that is the media for you, and I'm just kind of going back and just thinking about having this conservative justice, and that being one of the reasons why a lot of people voted for him. And like I said earlier, that maybe some people weren't as supportive of Donald Trump during the campaign, but just think about it right now. If Hillary would have won, just imagine who the Supreme Court nominee would have been now with President Clinton. If she wouldn't have just went ahead and just went forward with Merrick Garland, maybe she would have picked somebody even more radical to try to get them through. And honestly, I don't have confidence in the Republicans, even if they were still in the majority. I don't have confidence in them that they would have stopped whoever a President Clinton would have put out there for them to confirm. I think they probably would have just rolled over and confirmed whoever it was. If it wasn't going to be Merrick Garland, and she would have picked somebody even more liberal than Merrick Garland. I just feel like the Republicans, in the majority Republicans in both chambers would have just said, oh, well, she's the president, and just would have just had her, whoever, confirmed. And there, next thing we know, we have replaced Scalia with a liberal. Therefore, changing the balance within the Supreme Court. So, but you know what? We ain't got to worry about that, because that's not the reality. But I'm just, a lot of times when these issues are coming up, I can kind of just go back and think about, well, you know, if we had a President Clinton, where would we be at? As opposed to some of the things that I don't agree with President Trump in some issues, but you know, as opposed to not agreeing with anything if we had a President Clinton. So now another thing that happened, what happened to this week, but and speaking about Alabama, the governor, now ex-governor of Alabama, resigned because of a campaign finance scandal, and I guess a sex scandal. I really didn't know much about it. I mean, I did hear things about it, obviously, because a lot of my family are still in Alabama, and I was hearing bits and pieces of it. So I didn't know it was getting this bad. But in seeing some of the details, oh wow, I was like, okay, yeah, I guess you got to go. So, so I guess they're going to have a replacement. I actually don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I do remember hearing about seeing that and the news about that in the past couple of days. And now we're back into what's going on right now. And the butt of all the jokes in the past couple of days has been United Airlines. If you've been on my Facebook page or my Instagram, I've been just posting all these memes about United Airlines as far as what was going on with dragging that passenger, the doctor, from his seat because they overbooked, and they apparently chose his seat by random, and he didn't want to give up his seat because he was, one, he didn't want to go, but he said he had patients to get back to and whatnot, and so they forcibly removed him from the plane, dragged him out. There's video everywhere. You can find it in wherever, and the guy screaming and dragging him out, and people in the aisles saying, "I can't, like, this is horrible," and whatnot. And it's funny because now the past day, the media has digged up a whole bunch of, I guess his license was revoked or something for 5 years because he was, I guess, selling prescriptions for sex and whatnot. I mean, they were just finding all this dirt in the past day, and it's funny, I actually just posted another meme right before I got on from Politics just saying the media found more about this doctor in 24 hours than they ever found on Obama in like 8 years. I mean, they found a lot, and it didn't take long either. So, but this whole situation has been just rich. You could just, I mean, there's like memes of all sorts out there about this going on, and I know who's happy right now with United. That'd be Pepsi, because Pepsi had their whole little thing going on with one of the Jenners. I'm trying to think, it was Kendall, I think. Yeah. So, and that whole fiasco with their ad, basically saying that we can solve all this anarchy or race relations with the Pepsi, but and that didn't go over well. I didn't care less about the ad, but man, I guess the Black Lives Matter and all those liberal groups, that was just offensive to them. They just flipped out, and then Pepsi pulled the ad, apologized, bowed down, I guess, basically. But yeah, Pepsi's like, thank you, United. And everyone's not looking at us right now. But it was And it's funny because I was seeing all these like pictures and memes about United, and a lot of it kept going back to Airplane the movie, which that's something I posted. That was like one of the first things I thought about, because I was thinking about, is United using Airplane as a guide in their training? Because they had the thing that happened a couple of weeks ago with letting, I guess, the leggings, and they kicked these passengers off that were wearing leggings, and they wouldn't let them on the plane or whatnot. And now you have this issue. And I was just thinking about, man, they are having a PR nightmare right now. And it just made me think about Airplane. And then like they were putting all these clips from Airplane on these memes talking about United, and it's been it has been so funny just looking at other people's accounts and looking at their memes and whatnot. And I mean, I think I'm probably going to watch Airplane sometime in the next couple of days, just because this whole situation, it reminded me, and that movie is pretty funny. You know, now the thing about it, I'm going to say this because I just want to warn you, you know, to a lot of people who are just wanting to catch this movie. You know, if you look at I guess on the box or something, it's going to say it's PG. Now, PG back then is a whole lot different than what PG means now. Back then, PG, if you watch the movie, you'll find out PG almost mean anything. I don't know what the standards were back then, but yeah, there's like nudity in this movie, and I'm not a big fan of that. I really wish that VidAngel was around right now, but they're still involved in their legal battle as far as any filtering of movies and whatnot. But yeah, so it says PG, but it's not as PG as you think of PG now. So but I just want to let you know, if you're thinking about looking at it, if you haven't seen it, most people have probably already seen the movie, and it's a pretty old movie anyway. So, but yeah, so that's basically all I have for this episode. Actually, looking forward to having an interview on Tuesday, hopefully. I'll reveal more about that later on. And I really appreciate everyone who has been listening so far. Actually, I am looking at the stats right now. We are over 500 plays. That is just amazing for me just to look at that. We are on episode 19 here, and we've been heard over 500 times. That is awesome, and thank you. And we're looking to expand even more. Like I said, now that we're on the near of the times, definitely thank Michael out there who is have me on their website. And like I said, soon to be on Politichicks this week, hopefully. If not this week, it'll be next week. And with those additional platforms, along with being broadcast on Spreaker and on Google Play and iTunes, really would appreciate it if you go on and just give us a review, rate it, like us, share it, have some more people to come on and listen to TrendChat on Tuesday and Thursdays. So I'm pretty much I'm done for today, and look forward to talking to you on Thursday, and hopefully we would have we'll always have something to talk about, but hopefully we'll have some more content, and definitely looking forward to the upcoming events, to have some interviews at those events. And you know what? Hopefully we will have everything together then. And like I said, I am on this, like I said, this brand new mic, and like I said, it's we are investing a little bit more and more into the program, and just maybe we'll do a little more now. This is basically from where we're at right now, probably to grow more and more, just seeing, depending on the opportunities that we have. So just appreciate you, and until Thursday, we will chat with you.
You